one thing you need to understand is that you will never be ready to get into business. You see, the way it's like marriage, nobody knows a time whereby there's no particular time whereby you should get married. Like, I cannot tell you get married at 30, 40, 50, 25, 20. Like, there's no set time by anyone. So you get married when you feel like you're ready to take the next step. So is the same for business. You get into business or you become an entrepreneur when you feel like you're ready to do that. So it could be when you're 18, it could be when you're 50, it could be when you're 30, it could, whatever time it is, as long as you're ready mentally, physically and emotionally, you can take that step and you can be brave enough to be able to pursue your dreams and pursue your desires. So that's the first thing. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you all are doing amazing and that you're staying safe and staying sane at the same time. So guys, I'm super excited about this video and about the series that I'm soon beginning. It's going to be the entrepreneurship series, and basically it will be my life as a young entrepreneur, and I really hope that my story and my journey will inspire someone out there and inspire you to just follow your dreams and pursue your dreams fearlessly. So I really hope that you guys are going to enjoy this video, so please stay tuned for more of this. So first of all guys, I'm going to start with a disclaimer. I have a bit of a flu. So if you, in case you hear like my voice is not sounding very clear or I'm sounding as if I'm congested, I just needed to give a disclaimer out there that I am having a flu, but I'm getting better, and that's why I am able to even film this video today. So guys, it's been 4 months, exactly 4 months since I quit my job to pursue entrepreneurship full time. It's been an interesting journey. I can say it's been a journey of many ups and downs, like any other journey in life. Like, you win some, you lose some, you take some big L's sometimes, you take some big wins sometimes, but all in all, it's been a very, very beautiful journey. And every single day, I have been learning something new about my businesses. I've been learning something new about myself, about people around me, about my friends and my family, and it's been a very good learning curve for me, to be honest. And I thought I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship and ensuring that women and men are very financial. So guys, it's been a very interesting 4 months, and as I had said, I really just want to bring you guys along with me on my journey on entrepreneurship. For a while, even when I was in, I think, campus, I was really passionate about business, and every time I would see people get into business and succeed in business, I would just tell God, this is my desire, this is my intention. Even as I pursue my career, even as I pursue my studies, I want to do that so that I can be able to grow my businesses and all the businesses that I want to do. So these 4 months have been a learning curve, and I think I wanted to have some short time on my own to just understand myself, to just build my character, because business needs character. I think if you do not be intentional about growing your character or growing your personality or just being a better person every single day, then you will not be able to survive in the business world. Because first of all, you need so much discipline for you to be able to become the best entrepreneur, or for you to be able to grow your business. Because it's not like being employed by anyone, because every single day when you're employed or when you have a job that you report to every single day, you know you have to wake up at a certain time, you know you have to get to work at a certain time, you know you have to leave work at a certain time. Basically, when you're employed, there's a certain structure that you fall under that makes it easier for you to be able to just plan yourself, for you to be able to just you have a routine. And I think it's very important for every human being to have a ritual or a routine, something that you do every single day, because the more that you do something, the more that it's registered in your mind, or the more that you emphasize it. You see, repetition brings emphasis. So the more that you do something, especially like now when you're employed, it becomes a structure. You have a routine or a way of doing, a culture, a way of doing life. So in the business world, it's up to you as an entrepreneur or a business owner to develop this culture, so that even as you grow and you begin to have employees under you, they can come and find a structure that's already ongoing. So that's the role of an entrepreneur. So for me, this 4 months, I've just been developing my own culture. I've just been developing my own values, developing my own vision and mission, exactly what I want to do with my businesses, exactly where I want my businesses to go. Because you see, even the Bible says in Hosea chapter 4 verse 6 that my people perish because of lack of knowledge, and in some versions it says my people perish because of lack of vision. So when a human being does not have a vision, you cannot head anywhere. Like, you have to know where you're going for you to even start the journey of heading there, right? So for me, these 4 months have just been a matter of trying to understand what my vision is, trying to understand where I am going as an entrepreneur, trying to understand what I'm offering to my clients, what's my niche, what's my unique selling point, such that even if I'm given an opportunity to present myself or present my business, I'll be able to do it eloquently and efficiently in a way that will convince a potential customer or a potential investor to be able to plug in and be a part of the business. So let's just start with a brief introduction. I am Sharon Gugi. I am a digital marketer and communicator by profession. That was my career. While I was employed, I was majoring in social media and content creation, as well as website content creation. So my whole life generally has revolved around content and communication and marketing. So even as I branched out to be my own entrepreneur and to be my own person, basically what I have been doing is to build my businesses that are in line, or that are they're all interlinked in some way, so that I can use my skills and the skill set that I learned over the years to be able to grow and to be able to ensure that the businesses are standing on their own. So one thing, entrepreneurship is a risk. When you venture out as an entrepreneur, you're taking a big risk because, first of all, you don't know how it will turn out. You don't know, it's the first time you're doing such a thing, and you don't know how the people will receive you. You don't know whether your idea is even viable in the first place. You don't know whether you don't understand your market yet. You don't understand your target audience. You don't understand pricing. You don't understand place. You are just getting out there green, especially for me because I'm very young. For some people it's different. People who decide to venture into business when they're well in their 30s, well in their 40s, it's different because over the years they've accumulated a lot of experience and they've learned how to navigate through the entrepreneurship world under someone else. So for me, I had worked for roughly 2 years. And I decided, you know what, this is it. This is time for me to just venture out and be my own person. So I have been learning a lot of things on the job. Yeah, so on today's video, I want us to start with the risk that is entrepreneurship, and I want my experiences, my challenges, my journey to inspire someone out there. I don't want you to make probably the same mistakes that I have made, the same mistakes that I will make, because having this platform, having YouTube, gives me a chance to be able to help people learn from my experience. They say that experience is the best teacher, but you see, if you can learn from someone else's experience, you have an upper hand, as opposed to having to go through the same thing they have gone through so that you can learn what they have learned. So business is a very big risk. That's the first thing, and that's the thing I want us to talk about in this video. My mind is all over the place, so let me first tell you guys what I do. So I am the co-founder of 2 businesses, or 2 companies at the moment. One is called Pixels Captured It. So Pixels Captured It is a business that deals with videography, photography, and live streaming, equipment hire, and all of that. So basically what we do is we cover events such as weddings, baby showers, bridal showers. We do photo shoots for people who have different businesses. Maybe they want product photography, maybe they want food photography, product videography, because nowadays, as we all know, in marketing, videos are doing very well. And even when you do your research online, you find out that people are receiving videos better than they are receiving pictures. So we do product photography, product videography, such that maybe you have a boutique and you want to display your clothes. We do all of that for you. We cover events, weddings, funerals, baby showers, birthdays, all of that, and that's what Pixels Captured It does. So we also do filming in the sense that maybe you have a YouTube channel, or you have an idea, probably you have a script that you'd want to be filmed. We do all of that. We also do script writing. So we are a full house production house, and our desire is to grow, to become even bigger and even international, such that we'll start serving international clients, because why not? A girl can dream. So we also do film production for short stories. We also do film production for local TV shows. We're actually working on some ideas that will be birthed soon and very soon. So that's what Pixels Captured It does. And in Pixels Captured It, I'm the head of marketing and communication, whereby I develop the strategies for marketing, I develop the strategies for communication, and just ensuring that our brand is out there and people know us, because the more that people see you, the more that they care about you. So the second business that I am the co-founder of is called Level Up KE. So Level Up KE is a branding and merchandising business full-time. So it's a branding and merchandising business both for companies and individuals, whereby what we do is we brand, because you see, one thing is branding really helps your company to be able to develop to be able to be on the mind or top of the mind of your clients. A good example is what Safaricom does. Everywhere you go, you will not miss a household that has a Safaricom t-shirt. At times we laugh about it because we're like, we sleep with them, we don't go out there with them, but at the end of the day, Safaricom will always be a part of a family, or Safaricom will always be a part of the culture or the society, because they have branded themselves so perfectly. We see them on TV, the advertisements that they do, we see them on billboards, we see them every single place on social media, because they have understood the importance of branding and merchandising. So at Level Up KE, we have t-shirts, we have hoodies, we have sweatshirts, we have all manner of things, umbrellas, notebooks, executive gift sets. We also have pens, we also have gift bags. We brand for you anything and everything. We merchandise, and we also do gifts in the sense that probably you're a company and you want to gift you're a company and you're just looking for ways in which you can gift your clients or your employees. Probably it's a staff party, or you just want to gift your employees. We do all of that for you. We do gift baskets, we do executive gift sets with very top-notch, very good quality products. So I do that. Also on the side, I have a couple of businesses, and I've seen many people who've gone ahead of me in entrepreneurship. They say for you to be able to become wealthy, like real wealth, you need to have several income streams. Not just do one business, but have several income streams, such that when one is probably down or it's not doing as well as it should be, you're still afloat and you're still doing well. So on the side, my best friend and I started a business whereby we are selling jewelry. Very good quality jewelry like the one I have on today. So we do brass jewelry full time, both rings, necklaces, earrings, and we just want to ensure that ladies out there are looking their best and they're just succeeding and flourishing in everything that they do. So that's just a brief about some of the businesses that I run, or some of the businesses that I co-founder in. So that was the introduction. So let's get on to the topic for today: risk taking. One thing you need to understand is that you will never be ready to get into business. You see, the way it's like marriage, nobody knows a time whereby there's no particular time whereby you should get married. Like I cannot tell you get married at 30, 40, 50, 25, 20. Like there's no set time by anyone. So you get married when you feel like you're ready to take the next step. So it's the same for business. You get into business or you become an entrepreneur when you feel like you're ready to do that. So it could be when you're 18, it could be when you're 50, it could be when you're 30, whatever time it is. As long as you're ready mentally, physically, and emotionally, you can take that step and you can be brave enough to be able to pursue your dreams and pursue your desires. So that's the first thing. Even as you're taking this risk, even as you're taking this step, you need to understand that it's a risk like anything in life. And for me, when I was taking this risk, I knew what I was getting into. I knew there'll be moments where I'll probably regret what I decided to do. There'll be moments where I'd be very sad, and when things are not working out, you begin to ask yourself, okay, did I make the right decision? Did I probably do it too fast, or did I, you'll start asking yourself so many questions and you feel like things are not working out. But at the end of the day, as I said, it's a risk like anything else. And people who've succeeded in life, they always say that for high risk, high returns. So the higher the risk you take, the higher the chances are of you becoming better or even achieving more in your life. So business is a risk, and I'm just here to tell you that there's a book I'm reading at the moment called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, and it's written by Paul Coelho. This book it's just what I needed in this season. Like, you guys, you get a book and you're just like, oh my God, you're just communicating to me through every single page that I read, every time I turn a page, every single word I read, it's like God is just communicating something to you. So, as The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari is a book that at some point it speaks about, it just shows you how you can be able to live a full life and to live your life unapologetically. And that's my mantra, you guys. Like, live unapologetically. Do not have any regrets. Just be the best version of yourself. So in some part he speaks about, for you to find true happiness in life, you first of all discover what you're very passionate about and do it fearlessly, do it extremely, and do it without looking back. So whatever it is you're passionate about, first of all, it starts with you discovering what it is and doing it, and fearlessly pursuing it every single day. Like, if it's business, if it's employment, if it's farming, if it's beauty, if it's whatever it is you're really passionate about, you just need to first of all put your mind in that space, understand this is what I'm passionate about, and also remember that whatever you're passionate about or whatever your purpose is, it has to serve other people. Your purpose is not for you. Your assignment, or rather the assignment that God has given you on earth, is not for you. It has to be to serve someone else out there, to make the world a better place. You have to leave an impact with the business you do. You have to leave an impact at the place of work. You have to leave an impact everywhere you go. So that's the first thing. Discover what you do and pursue it passionately. And I think for me, that's been my journey so far. Every single day when I'm downtrodden, every single day when I'm feeling low, or when I feel like things are not working out, I remind myself that this is what I wanted, this is what I prayed for a few months ago or a few years ago, and I should not give up, and I should not let this down moment or this struggle define my journey, So that's the first thing. Business is a risk, but as a business person, you need to understand that even as you're taking these risks in business, first of all, getting into business is a risk, but even as you're taking the risks in this business, you have to be very shrewd. You have to be very wise. And I think that's why I've learned that as a business person, you can't afford to be ignorant. You have to read. You have to be very intentional about consuming knowledge that is in your industry, consuming knowledge that is about current affairs. Because you see, things that are happening around us affect us as business people. Let's say if political instability, if the economy is not doing well, you will also not do well as a business person. So you have to be very well read. You have to read books that help you in your particular industry. You have to just have a lot of information. So even as you're taking the risks, you are taking them from a point of information. You're not taking them from a point of ignorance. Because you see, in as much as we're told to take as many risks as we can, you cannot afford to take risks blindly. You need to do your research, do your due diligence, even before you get into any business, whatsoever business you have. Let's say you have a business idea. Even before you decide to invest capital, to invest time, to invest labor, you have to do your due diligence. Understand the market, understand who your target audience is. Do your own market analysis. Have your own data, such that even as you're getting into this business, you will not start from scratch. You will understand who your market is. You will understand, first of all, another thing, my guys, suppliers. In fact, I'm going to do a full video about suppliers and manufacturing industry in Kenya, and how as a business person you really need to be woke and to really understand where your suppliers are getting their things from. Because you see, as a business person, especially if you're in the retail industry, you need to understand that if your suppliers give you shoddy quality products, it will be transferred to your clients, and your clients will complain to you, not to the supplier, because they did not relate to the supplier at any point whatsoever. So suppliers are a very important thing for you to understand as a business person, especially before you get into business, so that you understand where will you get your products from, are you shipping them, are you importing them from a different country, what are the import duties in Kenya, what are some of the companies that can help you ship your products even outside. Probably you're an international company, or you're aiming to become an international company. What products or what company will help you to be able to ship your products to another country? So those are some of the things you really need to do your due diligence about, so that even as you're taking this risk, even as you are in the business and you're planning to take certain risks in the business, you're taking them from a point of information. So today's video, as I said, is about risks, and the first risk is definitely risking getting into the business in the first place. So probably you're employed, maybe you've not had a job for the longest time, and you've not known what to do with your life, and you're finally thinking about starting your own business. You're finally thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. So that's the first thing you need to understand. Business is a risk. So even as you're taking this risk in business, be well informed. Do not take risks blindly. Do not take risks from a point of ignorance, and do not take risks because people are pushing you to do that. And then the other thing is, when you're in business, there's this sort of pressure, there's this sort of societal pressure, probably that you get it from social media, or even people who are within the same niche that you're in. So you find maybe a company has decided to take a loan, a big loan, to advance their business, and you get this pressure that you want to do the same because you feel like they will have an upper hand against you. Honey, please take your time. Do things your own way. You alone knows best where you want to go as a business. You alone knows best what your vision is. You alone knows best where you're at currently as a business. So do not do something because other people are doing it. So guys, do your research very intentionally. Understand the market, understand the niche, understand the particular problem that you're trying to solve by the business you're creating. And I think one thing that I've really learned so far is that for you to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to understand the problem in the market. You need to understand the need or the want that your particular clients have, so that you can be able to meet it effectively. So you see, and that's why I say you cannot afford to copy everyone out there. And you see people getting it. An example is the quail business that people jumped into, I think around 5 or 6 years ago. Like, so someone started doing quail farming and it worked perfectly for them. Then everyone in Kenya decided to be a quail farmer. And for the first people who started the business, they did really well. But you see, if you copy everyone, if you do a business because everyone else is doing, you will not succeed. Their success is not your success. And that's where, as a business person, every single day you have to learn something new about your business. Read, check out different business people online. Like, for example, I watch a lot of Dan Lok. He does a lot of videos on entrepreneurship, a lot of videos on how to be successful in different avenues of life. There's also another very, very important YouTube channel called, I think it's called Success TV, and they speak about ways in which rich people become rich, ways in which business people become wealthy. And it's important for you to associate yourself with such people. If you have friends who are also in business, it's very good for you guys to encourage each other, to grow together. If you see something that's of benefit to another person who's in a different industry than you, share it with them. Because you see, if you hold on to information, you cannot be able to grow. Imagine in a world whereby everyone decided to hold on the information they have, everyone decided to hold on the strategies they have, then we'd be in the darkness. Because you see, YouTube channels would not be formed. Because if I have a secret that to business and I don't want to share it, then there's no need for me to have my content out there. But learn that as a business person, no man is an island. So that's another thing. Even as you're doing business, when people are trying to grow with you, or when people are trying to be a part of your business, do not push them away, because you never know what a single person would do to your business, or you never know what they would bring to the table that would change the game absolutely. So take risks. Risks are very good, but even as you're taking this risk, be very well informed about them. Understand the tax situation in our country. Understand the kind of duties you have to pay if you have a company. Understand all these nitty-gritty things that people tend to ignore that end up hurting you in the future. Because, for example, if you're in the retailing business and you want to endeavor to become a entrepreneur or to get into the corporate world, you need to understand that some companies cannot give you a job if you do not have the ETR receipts. And for you to have the ETR receipts, you have to be filing taxes. You see, so it's a lot of information, and I'm glad that I have gone ahead of some people, because that way the mistakes or the lessons are learned. You don't have to go through the same path. Like, you can learn from my experience, you can learn from my story, and let's grow. I think one thing that I always say is that there's enough sunshine for everyone. Do not be jealous about other people who you feel like they're doing better than you. Do not be jealous about any single person. Do not want to dull someone's sparkles so that you can shine more, because there's only one sun on earth and it shines for everyone. And can you imagine, it shines for the 7 billion plus of us. So if you're being selfish with your ideas, as in, it won't help you much. Because you see, even if you share, like, my market and your market are totally different, my clients and your clients are totally different, my products and your products are totally different. So let's grow together, let's share these ideas. And I think another thing is, I want to encourage you out there. People say business is not easy. Absolutely, it's not. There are moments of uncertainty, there are moments of fear, there are moments whereby you'll deliver a service or a product and your clients will think it's crap. Like some will tell you to your face, some will never come back, and that's the most painful thing. I would rather a client who will come to me and give me feedback that's negative as opposed to a client that will never come back. Because you see, as a business owner, especially if you're just starting out as a business owner, repeat customers are your kryptonite. Like, you cannot do without your repeat customers, because these are the people who will help you grow your business. Through repeat customers, you will get more referrals and you'll get more clients through them. So you'd rather a client or a customer who will give you negative feedback than one who will never come back or will never request for your services ever again. So I'm learning how to take those L's, those feedbacks that just hurt and they make you cringe and they make you feel so bad. But you see, at the end of the day, if you take them positively, you'll be able to grow and you'll be able to take your business to the next level. So I have so much to share. I am excited about this journey, and I am excited to walk you guys along with me on this entrepreneurship journey as a young entrepreneur, and I'm sure we'll learn so much together. And I'm just encouraging you, even as you're watching these videos, please comment, tell me about your journey as an entrepreneur, tell me about your desire. Maybe you're in employment and you're really looking forward to getting into the entrepreneurship side. Ask me all those questions you have. Like, I'm here very ready and very willing to answer the questions. In fact, if I see that people are asking many questions, every time after I do these videos for entrepreneurship, I'll leave a segment whereby I'll be answering the questions that people, you my fellow people, you my fans, will be asking. So let's grow together. Let's support each other, especially, I say, women. There's one thing about women that really does not make me happy. It's because women, we are our greatest undoing. We can be our greatest support system, and we can also be our greatest undoing. When you see a woman is out there and she's really trying to just do the most and be the most, do not dull their sparkle, do not burst their bubble. Like, if you're going to give any negative criticism, I always say that you can do it with love. You don't have to be rude, you don't have to be abrasive, you don't have to be arrogant. Do everything that you do with love, do it with kindness, because at the end of the day, you don't know whose heart you'll touch, you don't know whose life you'll change for the better. When you spread kindness, when you spread love, when you spread positivity, you make the world a better place, one person at a time. So even when you're going to give negative feedback as a client or as a customer, understand where the business is coming from, understand, especially if the business has done their best to serve you at their best level, if they've been good in terms of customer service, if they've just done the most, do not dull their sparkle. So let's grow, let's be kind people, let's support Kenya. Buy Kenya, build Kenya. I will always say that. Like, when you buy Kenya, you build Kenya. There's no need of us complaining about how our country is not doing well or how our economy is not doing well, when we are we are actively taking part in ensuring that we do not grow our own country and that we do not grow our own economy. So if you're a business owner and you can outsource or you can buy all your products in Kenya, let's just buy Kenya and build Kenya. That's really something that I'm trying to do with my businesses, trying to support the youth. And I'm hoping that the businesses will grow to a point where I can even give employment, because that's my desire. And I have a burning sensation every time I see the youth out there in the streets, or anytime I see the youth on social media complaining about how there are no jobs, how people are committing suicide because of lack of a source of income, how families are suffering because of lack of a source of income. And I thank God for giving me the chance or the opportunity to be able to be part of the solution. Part of the solution matters, creating employment. And I'm so glad and I am so humbled by that, and I just hope and I pray that God may continue to give me the wisdom and to expand my territories, so that even as I grow, you may grow with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that it's inspired you in one way or the other, in case you are in business, in case you're planning to get into business, or in case you're even in employment. You see, you could learn a thing or two. Even the lessons that we learn in business, you could also apply them in employment, and you could be a better employee wherever you've been placed. And I think one thing I always say is that bloom where you're planted. If you've decided to be in the employment world, it's perfect, it's absolutely okay. Grow in that avenue. If you've decided to be in business, farming, whatever industry you've decided to get into, bloom where you're planted. Thank you so much, family, for watching this video. And I promise you always to be authentic, to give you real life stories, my own experiences, to grow with you. And anytime you need someone to do, as I said, your photography, videography needs, Pixels captured it, we've got you. If you need a digital marketer, if you need branding and merchandising, here we are. We are very ready to serve you, and we're very ready to, you know, do the most for you. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for helping my channel grow. We are almost at 1.2. Actually, I hope by the time I'm even uploading this video, we'll be at 1,200 subscribers, and I'm super humbled. I am super humbled. Thank you so much. In case you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button here. This red button here, hit it, because you have no idea that subscribing one person makes the whole difference. And some people don't even know this, but subscribing is absolutely free. Like, it will not cost you anything. It will not cost you your bank, your money, nothing. It's absolutely free, but it means the world to me. So please subscribe if you haven't. Share this video to your fellow entrepreneurs, to anyone who you think needs this video. Share it. And I promise to be bringing you amazing, beautiful, informative content about business and all matters business and entrepreneurship. Thank you so much. Till the next video, stay safe, stay sane, live unapologetically, and definitely shop my merchandise, because we got amazing products for you guys. So till next time, goodbye.